Welcome back to our channel, where we bring you the latest and most exciting news from the world of motorsports. In today's video, we have some shocking developments to share as Red Bull's chief Christian Horner has just delivered a crushing blow to none other than Mercedes boss Toto Wolff. The rivalry between these two teams has been fierce, and the latest news is sure to ruffle feathers even more. So buckle up and get ready for all the details, right here on our channel. Christian Horner has delivered a crushing blow to Mercedes' Lewis Hamilton, George Russell, and Toto Wolff by stating that Chief Technology Officer Adrian Newey will not be leaving for the foreseeable future. Newey is widely regarded as one of the most successful car designers in F1 history, having created championship-winning cars at Williams and McLaren before joining Red Bull in 2006. In recent weeks, speculation has grown about Newey's long-term future at Red Bull, with the 64-year-old no longer working full-time for the Australian outfit, but still heavily involved in engineering. However, it appears that he will be staying for at least a few more years, with Horner adamant that Red Bull are not concerned about losing their prized asset just yet. His heart is still very much in Formula One, Horner told Sky Sports. His commitment to the team it's not something. We don't talk about contracts or longevity of contracts, but he'll be here for many years to come. There's always going to be rumors in the paddock. That's Formula One. He's such an important part of our team and a popular part of our team. It's great to have him with us for the long term, but also to be involved in some of the things we're now getting involved in. Newey has been credited with taking a leading role in the design of Red Bull's car concept over the last 2 years, with the introduction of ground effect aerodynamics in 2021 suiting a particular area of his expertise. It appears that Newey will continue to oversee the team's construction for the foreseeable future, which could be bad news for Mercedes given their recent lack of pace in comparison to Red Bull. Damon Hill recently suggested that Newey might be tempted to join the Silver Arrows in order to take on a new challenge at some point in the future. But based on Horner's latest comments, the latter appears to be fully committed to his current role at Red Bull. His success rate is unbelievable. Every team he's been to virtually, he's won a Constructors' Championship, Drivers' titles. I've lost count how many, so he's a key man, and what he has to offer any team is invaluable, Hill told the F1 Nation podcast. I can't help ignoring this thing he did in Bahrain, where he stood in front of the Mercedes on the grid with his clipboard and stood there for a long time looking at their front wings. Anybody who knows Adrian will go, wait a minute, he's already got the most dominant car in F1. Why is he looking at the Mercedes front wings? Was he really looking at the front wings? Or was he just standing in front of a Mercedes saying, I'm interested? Is that what he was really saying? For the time being, it appears the rumors of Newey joining Mercedes for a challenge are just that, speculation. That is not good news for Mercedes. Mercedes discovered, even before the season began, that it had made the wrong decision in sticking with its troubled 2022 concept, and instead devoted its development resources to a changed floor and side pod concept, which is being prepared for next month's Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix in Imola. Even though Hamilton and George Russell performed much better in Melbourne's Australian Grand Prix, the team remains committed to that course change. They qualified third and second, with Russell coming within 0.3 of Red Bull's pole sitter Max Verstappen, and Russell briefly led the race before Hamilton took second. While Red Bull's RB19 may reach a plateau, Hamilton believes it will continue to find speed. As a result, it may take longer to catch than anticipated. I'm aware that it could take a long time to catch a car. If you look at the Red Bull, it is just going to continue to evolve most likely, Hamilton said. Although some cars do plateau in terms of performance, when you get to some point, it can't just keep going. But maybe it can. They've got a great team around them, so I'm sure they'll continue to add downforce. We've got to make sure when we do make the change, hopefully the job isn't too far, and it's going to take us the rest of the year for sure to potentially close that gap. When asked what he expects from Mercedes' new look W14, he says he's hoping for an immediate step that will be easier to develop from. Formula One is currently on an unplanned 4-week break due to the cancellation of the Chinese Grand Prix, but the season will resume in late April with a frantic run of 10 races in 14 weeks as the circus settles into a rhythm. With 3 races under their belts, Mercedes, like the rest of the field, trail Red Bull in terms of pace, with Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez looking comfortably faster than the chasing pack in race trim, taking all 3 wins so far in 2023. But despite the current gap, Mercedes team boss Toto Wolff says he has identified where the car needs to be changed to improve it. having previously hinted at significant changes to the car concept in the early rounds. With a busy schedule ahead for the teams and a lot of racing to be done before the summer break begins at the end of July, Toto Wolff said Mercedes will be bringing upgrades to the W14 bit by bit as the rounds go by, with the Austrian admitting there is no magic bullet that will immediately put them on Red Bull's pace. "We will consistently be bringing upgrades to the car over the next few races, which is something to look forward to," he said. But there is no such thing as a magic bullet that transforms the car, and it's about being realistic with your expectations. Hopefully, we will see a steady improvement. Nonetheless, Wolff is confident in his team's ability to overcome this obstacle and eventually change the Red Bulls at the front. There will be setbacks, but there will also be upgrades and plenty of work that will help us get closer to the front. The machine is continuing to run in Brixworth and Brackley at a fast pace. What you see on track is only the tip of the iceberg, but the performance of the car and power unit is made in these two factories. The mindset is great, the spirit is there, and I see a lot of buzz. I believe 100% in our organization, because our perspective is not always on a single race weekend, not even a single season. It's on trying to build our capability so we are successful over multiple years, while recognizing the fact you are never going to win every single season, because no sports team has ever done it. While Mercedes will be hard at work behind the scenes, the main thing preventing them, or any team pursuing the Red Bulls for that matter, from doing so is the budget cap. However, some of the most recent reports from behind the scenes could upend everything we've known about the grid's competitive order. Red Bull was found guilty of exceeding the budget cap in 2021, with the team overspending by $2.2 million on their way to the Drivers' Championship. They received a monetary penalty of $7 million, as well as a sporting penalty of 10% of their R&D time for 2022. But with rivals complaining that it wasn't enough, it's unclear whether the next round of penalties, if any, will be harsher. On March 31st, the teams submitted their budgets for 2022. Now it's a matter of waiting to see what the cost cap administration reveals. However, with F1's chief Stefano Domenicali admitting that he is more than nervous to learn the results of last year's budget cap submissions, it paints a bleak picture of how things could turn out. According to Red Bull, up to 6 teams may have exceeded the cost cap during the fiscal year 2022. In the face of unprecedented inflation, Christian Horner claims that during an F1 commission meeting last year, some teams stated that they would break it. A danger for 2022 is that there could be 6 teams in breach of the cap, said the team boss. Energy prices have been exponential, but thankfully we've been protected from that. But there is the chance that several teams, many of which have stated it during F1 commission meetings, will break the cap this year. Red Bull Motorsport advisor Helmut Marko also added, "I think the current status is that 6 teams are over it." Inflation is something that was not calculable to that extent, especially when it comes to energy costs. It's a story that will undoubtedly evolve over time, so it'll be interesting to see where this latest cost-cutting saga leads. Keep an eye on our channel to see what big news can come out of this. Also, please let us know what you think. Could Adrian Newey leave the Red Bull team for Mercedes and search for a new challenge? Will the Silver Arrows mount a recovery in the next few races? Comment down below. Thank you for tuning in. If you liked the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and click that bell to be notified of future uploads.